Thank you so much for joining the Redington virtual sessions. Today's topic we have from Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business, and we have our pre-sales consultant, Josefa, who will be taking you through the session. In case you have any questions during the presentation, you can drop in all your queries in the Q&A tab, and we will answer them at the end of the session. We also have the product manager, Mansi, who can answer any questions for you today. So, Josefa, over to you.
So thank you, Bindya. So uh, good afternoon, everyone. Hello and welcome to this virtual event for Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business and Cloud. So um, my name is Josefa and I am the pre-sales consultant at Redington Gulf. So in the next hour or so, we'll look at the Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business offerings, the features, the licensing tiers, and also the same for Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud. At the end of the presentation, I have a short video, just a 2-minute video, where it will show you how simple it is to provision and do a demo or a POC for the customer for Endpoint Security Cloud. Okay, so we'll now go through, we'll start our presentation, and we also have a Q&A after the presentation is done. So while going through the presentation, if anyone has any queries, you can just mention it in the Q&A section, and we will make sure that we cover all of them. So what are the challenges of today's customers? Okay, so the first challenge of today's customer is 31% of PR related issues in 2019. That is, when a cyber attack or attack happens on a customer, okay, it affects the brand value of that customer. Okay, and it becomes very difficult for their PR team to establish or to gain that trust back. So, so 31% of the trust issues in 2019 were because of, data attacks, or cyber attacks, or data breaches. Okay. So next, for a SMB, an average, financial loss for cyber attacks is up to $108,000. Okay, so it's a huge amount for a SMB, a mid enterprise, or small to medium business company. Then 50% of the incidents are a result of inappropriate IT resource use. Okay, shadow IT, unauthorized devices, unauthorized access, unauthorized applications. So that also results in malware activities or malicious activities. And globally, the average financial impact on an enterprise. So the top, you look at an SMB, it is $108K, and for an enterprise, it goes up to $1.41 million. So what are the current challenges for the customers? That it is impossible to predict every attack vector, okay, from where an attack will come. It is impossible to predict that. Okay, then balkanization and compliance is again a big factor. Need most, if not all, security technologies. Again, that's a challenge for customers. Okay, cybercrime as a service, okay, or malware as a service, or cybercrime as a service is on the up since the last year or so, where you can just hire the services of an attacker to to target a particular customer on an enterprise, and they will do that for a fee. More and more is expected of IT. Okay, from an IT administrator of a customer, they are burdened with a lot of activities, not only just managing their network infrastructure, they are also now burdened of managing security. So many times the customers, small medium customers, they don't have those resources to manage a full-fledged security solution, or a solution which requires a lot of manual intervention. And when uh, so typically when you go to top of the tier security solutions, they come with very expensive rates. Okay, like most of the time the solutions might be out of the budget, and people continue making the same mistakes. So these are all in all uh, lot of issues that a customer faces. Attack vectors or attack surfaces, no security solutions or multiple security solutions, management headache, IT administrator overhead. So lot of issues are going in a customer premise, and you need a solution, a single solution to address all of these issues. So now we look at a attack chain. Okay, what is an attack chain? So attack chain happens, or there are four stages of an attack. First is discovery or reconnaissance. Okay, trying to find out what is the attack surface, what can be breached, what is the data that can be collected. Then intrusion. Okay, then trying to infiltrate into the system or infiltrate into the network or the organization. Then we have infection, and then achieving the goals. Okay, and once the system is affected, then whatever the goals are of the attacker, whether encrypting the system or whether stealing the data, that can be done when the system is infected. So these are the attack steps, or this is the chain of an attack. So what solutions do you need to prevent this kind of an attack chain? Is a single solution or a single technology enough to thwart an attack or stop an attack in the attack chain? No, right? So we need a lot of solutions or a lot of technologies and features working in tandem, working together, to protect and have a security or a assurance at each and every level of the attack chain. So as you can see, we in around the attack chain, we have all the features that are present in Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business. We have ransomware protection, advanced disinfection, adaptive anomaly control, machine learning, integration with EDR, encryption, patch management, security for mobile, security for servers, application control, device control, and so on. So we'll look at those features. Uh, so the simple answer to stop an attack chain, okay, or solve all the challenges of the customer is and Kaspersky's Endpoint Security for Business. Why? Because it is a flexible console. Okay, so whatever is needed at the customer or the at the customer's network or infrastructure to protect it, everything is present in Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business. So it's basically a 7-in-1 console which does security for your Windows Server, for your other Windows devices, for Linux, for Mac, for more, from a single console called as Kaspersky Security Center. So following are our endpoint security capabilities and MITRE ATT&CK endpoint, enterprise mitigation. So MITRE ATT&CK is basically a globally available, knowledge base of adversary techniques and tactics needed for preventing cyber attacks. So basically, we have all the solutions to, to cater to the MITRE ATT&CK, adversary. So following, you can see our features are divided into six set of categories like protection and automated EDR, hardening, zero trust, visibility and management, perimeter protection, investigation and response. So the first five categories are pre-breach, means before the attack happened, and the last one is post-breach. If the infection happens, what we can do so that the attacker does not achieve its goal. Okay, so basically it's forensics and automated response. So next we'll see in detail about each and every each and every category and what problems it helps to solve for the customer. So first is protection and automated EDR. So the problem, companies aren't prepared or able to spend resources and hire experts to find advanced threats. Correct. So many times we see or as partners we usually deal with customers and we are dealing with an IT administrator or IT manager. Okay, they don't have capabilities or skill sets for managing security, or they don't have any separate resources. So that's a biggest challenge. Skill sets is the biggest challenge. So what we have an automated sandbox. So it's an additional subscription. Either you can buy the on-prem or the cloud sandbox and attach it for automated response. This is for a more advanced form of security. Even if you don't have automated sandbox, still our solution is capable of detecting and preventing a lot of attacks. Then another problem is the evolving nature of malware entering the system. So our anti-malware engine takes care of all the types of malwares. So we have a lot of different features like file analysis or file threat protection. Then we have web threat protection. So any URL, any malicious URL or anything downloaded from the internet or from the web, it can detect that particular malware coming from the download. Then mail threat protection. So basically it can scan all messages and it can also integrate with your Outlook. It can also intercept other mail protocols, SMTP, POP3, IMAP, and so on. Automated EDR. So our endpoint security solution can integrate with a EDR solution, endpoint detection and response solution. So which gives you a lot of forensics, a lot of automated response capabilities. It also gives adaptive anomaly control, which you get in endpoint security for business advanced. Then threat intelligence. So KSN is our Kaspersky security network. Okay, so basically it's our threat intelligence network. So your endpoint security for business can connect with our KSN for uh, other threat intelligence, and it is not possible to have a complete database on the endpoint or on prem. Okay, whereas our KSN has a big data of threat intelligence. It has access to global malware databases. So why not to take advantage of that? So we can do cloud queries, we can send files or chunks of files to KSN for verification. We can get reputations of files from KSN. So security for mobile. Nowadays mobile has also become a big attack surface or a big worry for customers. So we have our solution which can be deployed on mobiles. We have a complete MDM solution present inside inbuilt with no additional cost. So it can block malicious applications, and it can prevent the mobile to go to malicious websites. Okay, and even we can integrate with other third party enterprise mobility management solutions. So also we can detect whether the device is rooted. Okay, so means Android if it is rooted, if it is Android, or jailbroken when it is iOS. So we can even detect devices which are hacked. So we can prevent them, or we can alert the administrator to take further actions. Next is hardening of the system. So the first problem that hardening solves is unsolicited applications distract employees and can be malicious. So unsolicited applications are generally not malicious applications, but they are unwanted applications or non-productive applications. So you can have application control and lock the system so that only the corporate applications can be accessed. No new applications can be installed or executed unless and until authorized by the administrator. This also prevents malwares to clone itself or execute itself. So it also helps greatly in hardening your security posture. So restrict files and registry permissions. So risky applications threaten system functioning and data integrity. So our host intrusion prevention system, or HIPS, also is very useful in stopping applications from doing malicious activities or unwanted activities. For example, an Excel file trying to change a registry, okay, which is not a normal behavior. A Excel file or an Office file does not need to go and change a registry, okay. So HIPS can block those kinds of attacks. And it also checks or gives a reputation to a file. Only a file with a trusted trust level, which is a trust level which is trusted, okay, or low, or untrusted, okay. So it basically categorizes the files in different trust levels. So only if it is trusted, only then the application will be allowed to execute. So web control, it's a good feature to have on your endpoint. So very useful feature, I would say, in today's environment, because most of the customers are working from home, and the result is that uh, the customers who are working remotely don't have a firewall or a web proxy to protect them from web attacks or from malicious websites, okay. So if you have a endpoint security agent which also does web control or web security for you, so it's an added bonus. Restrict hardware use with device control. So I'm sure most of you will be aware of device control. So basically blocking or restricting access of applications executing from removable media devices. Okay, we can also prevent data leaks with that by only making the removable media as a read only, or blocking it completely so that no one is able to connect the device or copy or paste anything from the device. Network threat protection firewall. So it's a endpoint based firewall. So basically it's used to restrict network access from to and from the system. Next is a zero trust model. So here we have our feature vulnerability and patch management. So we can scan and detect and prioritize vulnerabilities in apps and OS. Okay, and we support up to more than 150 plus applications and 800 plus software versions or operating system versions. So allows test patches, automated distribution of updates, and monitors results in reports. So whatever you do with vulnerability and patch management, you can test it, and also you can monitor it, and at the same time you can get a report of that particular activity. Encryption. So you can do complete disk encryption, you can do file and folder encryption. So this is very useful in today's environment. So uh, you know when what we say about data currently is that data resides on endpoints, right? So to protect the data is the most important thing for a customer, okay. And not just protecting it from getting leaked or something, it can also be stolen or lost, okay. So a laptop or system can be lost. So if the system is not properly protected, your data can be leaked outside. So if your disk is encrypted, if your files are encrypted, even if your device is stolen or lost, no one will be able to retrieve that data. This is a new feature, through which we can also wipe contents on a Windows PC. So, works even on PCs not connected on the network. So it is good to have feature. Then next we move on to is visibility and management. Okay. So what do we have in visibility and management? So a complete list of hardware and software inventory, okay. What are the hardwares running in your system, on which endpoints it is the agent is installed, on which it is not installed, and what are the software running in your organization, okay. Then integrated enterprise mobility management, as we already discussed, we have an integrated MDM or EMM solution. Next, perimeter protection. So we have security for internet gateways. So this is a sort of a proxy. So the presence of malicious and potentially hostile programs in web traffic. So it basically intercepts all the HTTP and email traffic, and it also can inspect SSL encrypted traffic, and it blocks unwanted files and URLs. Security for mail server. So growing collaboration in the workplace means more documents are emailed. Okay, so more than 50% of the threats come from email. So not just we have mail threat protection, we have even security for the mail server itself. Okay. Next is investigation and response. This is a post breach mechanism. So a complete advanced endpoint detection and response offering. So we have a complete EDR offering, that is endpoint detection and response. And it's not just that our EDR can work with only Kaspersky endpoint security for business, okay, or only with Kaspersky products. No, it can work with any other endpoint security solution also. So for example, if the customer is having any third party antivirus like Symantec or Trend Micro or McAfee, the customer can purchase Kaspersky's EDR. Okay, so depending on the organization type and their skill sets, we have different offerings. So for less skill set offerings, what we can do is we can give Kaspersky endpoint security for business and our Kaspersky sandbox. Okay, so our sandbox also gives automated response, so no need. It's not just a detection mechanism. So many sandbox solutions just detect. So when the file is submitted, they will tell you whether it's a malware or not, but it will not pass on that information to the solution to block it immediately. Whereas our solution, when the information goes, it can also send a response saying this file is malicious and please block it. So mid expertise level, we can give the customer Kaspersky endpoint detection and response optimum. Okay, where the solutions are partly automated, which needs certain skill sets. It needs manual intervention or uh, manual forensics, okay, to look more into granular detail. So the solution will do all the things for you. It will do all the forensics. It will do all the forensics. It will do all the reconnaissance, all the things for you. But for a response, you will need a manual response to it. You Manual action has to be taken for some of the features and some of the files. And the third one is a fully developed expertise or organization. So we have Kaspersky endpoint detection and response expert. So for this, the customer needs to have a trained individual, trained expert to handle this particular type of solution. Okay, and basically it's for very large enterprises where they have dedicated resources to take care of the security posture. So does one size fit all? Okay, do you think all organizations need certain set of features? They need All organizations need, for example, security for mail gateway or adaptive anomaly control or application control for servers. Okay, or do they need any other solution or EDR? No, right? So different organizations have different requirements, different budgets. So we have categorized our solution into three tiers, that is select, advanced, and total. Okay. So what is there included in select, advanced, and total is basically select, is our base module or base offering. So the it's just it's just a namesake for base, but it's a power pack solution. It's a feature pack solution which gives security on all types of servers, all types of endpoints and mobile devices. So it has application control for PCs, it has mobile threat defense, it has device control, web control, security for servers, cloud assisted intelligence, ransomware protection. So everything is included in Select. So many times we get a question from partners and customers. They ask whether Select has ransomware protection. So the answer is yes, it does have ransomware protection. It also has a remediation engine, okay, or you can say a rollback mechanism where if the system is infected by any chance, it can restore the files. Okay. Then there is Advanced. So Advanced has all the features what Select has. On top of that, it has vulnerability and patch management, SIM support, where it can integrate, at a more granular level to SIM solutions, encryption management. So encryption is available in Advanced, and other feature is adaptive anomaly control, which is there in Advanced. So total is a complete bundle of Select and Advanced. On top of that, it has security for web gateways and security for mail gateways or email servers. So that makes up our endpoint security for business offering. So it's a very simple licensing tier, that is Select, Advanced and Total. So if you feel that the customer needs application control for servers, if he needs encryption, if he needs vulnerability and patch management, go for Advanced. If he just needs basic endpoint security, then go for business. If he needs a complete Kaspersky solution, then go for Total. So even web security or web gateway or email gateway protection will be done by Kaspersky. So comparing the value of each tier, so we have Select, which basically covers all the essentials for endpoint security, and at the side we can also see other EPP offerings or other endpoint prevention, endpoint security, vendors, what they offer in the same cost. So Select already gives you additional features uh, than other security vendors in the same price bracket. So now there is Advanced and Total. So if you buy Select, and for example then you want to add vulnerability and patch management on top of it, okay, or you want to add patch management, or you want to add, for example, web or email gateway or security for email server or application control for server, okay, so you can also buy that separately. But if you buy the bundle, okay, Advanced bundle, you can see that it will be 46% cheaper as bundle instead of buying individual services and adding to Select. Same goes for Total as well, okay, so it is 55% cheaper as a bundle. So what are the advantages that we saw? So it's best in security efficiency to secure your business. So all features needed to secure an endpoint are present in Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business. It's a single product to prevent threats. Okay. Then technical support that's regularly rated globally as outstanding. So we have a great support team, a great tech team, which can help you resolve any kinds of issues. An advanced suite that no other vendor can offer, an unmatched level of openness and privacy, proven, transparent, independent. So Kaspersky is the only vendor, okay, which has its code audited. Okay, its source code is audited. So it's the only vendor which has gone to that level to prove that it is a proven, transparent, and independent technology. And adaptive protection for every business. So we saw that we have different types of adaptive mechanisms. We have HIPS, which we have adaptive anomaly control, we have sandboxing, we have ADR, which can uh, you know uh, give the customer an automated response mechanism, okay, so that there is less and less manual intervention for the customer. So another thing to talk about of Kaspersky is that for the third consecutive year, it was awarded as the customer choice for endpoint security by Gartner Peer Insight. Okay, so as you can see, continuously by 3 years, it is being awarded as the customer's choice for endpoint security. So that's it for the Kaspersky endpoint security for business. So we saw that we have 3 tiers of select, advanced, and total. Next, we quickly will see the offering of Kaspersky endpoint security cloud. Now, small, medium customers, SMB customers, okay, for them, provisioning a server for for the centralized management console, or provisioning, or procuring resources or prerequisites for an on-prem solution, it might be difficult for an organization, or probably they might not want to invest so much in that particular just a management console. So for such organizations, for mainly SMBs, we have Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud. Okay, so here we'll see some of the challenges that IT administrator face in SMB organizations. So 66% of companies say that managing a heterogeneous IT environment is their main challenge. Then another 66% say that SMBs manage security as part of their broader IT needs with no dedicated security expertise. So this is a known fact. So how often have you seen an SMB which has a dedicated security resource? You will hardly find. Maybe 1% or 2% of the customers might have a dedicated resource just for managing their security infrastructure. Mostly it's the IT administrator or the IT manager handling all the things for the customer. Remote workforce possess a security risk. So now we are seeing, not just because of the current situation, that is the COVID-19 situation, but before that also we see that the workforce is becoming more and more remote or more and more mobile. Okay, so and then 50% of employees use personal devices, so BYODs is again a big challenge. 64% of SMBs store sensitive customer information on employees mobile devices. So again, mobile protecting mobile devices is a big challenge. So the answer to this is Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud. So it's the easiest way to protect your business. So I mentioned initially that I have a short video, so you will just see how easy it is to protect your business with it. You can protect any device. So it is not just meant for Windows or mobile. You can even deploy it on file servers, Windows file servers. So, and other advantage of cloud is breaking free from the on-premise burden. Okay, it's a hosted solution, no need for any VM or any physical server to deploy the management console. And of course, if you don't need on-prem servers, you will save up on the expenditure or save up on the cost. And we'll see the other advantages of Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud in the later slides. So protection, we have file, mail, web protection, ransomware and exploit protection, remediation engine again, okay, to roll back CryptoLockers damage. So this is a post-infection mechanism. Okay, so already we discussed that we have a lot of security features, lot of layers of protection, but as we know that security is not 100%. So if in case there is a 0.001% chance that a ransomware or any malware goes through our protection layers, it can be rollback. Okay, firewall, we have our host based firewall, we have vulnerability assessment and patch management, we have mobile security, we have cloud discovery for SaaS applications, visibility into SaaS applications, a newly added feature that is protection for Microsoft Office 365, and web control, device control, patch management, encryption management. So all is possible from the cloud management console. And we call our Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud solution as a ready-to-go solution. So what you have to do, simply go to cloud.kaspersky.com, sign up, okay, and add the devices that you want to protect. Finish. So roughly, 15 minutes is what the customer will spend time on the console during a week. So this just reduces a lot of overhead of the IT administrator or the IT manager, and he can use that saved time on other business critical things. Flexible licensing, again a very very important aspect, or you can say our USP is the flexible licensing of Kaspersky Cloud. So one license, when you buy one license, it just does not mean one device. So in endpoint security for business, one license is equal to one device. So whether it's a Windows system, a Linux system, a Mac system, or a mobile, it will consume one license. Whereas when we talk about cloud, if you buy one license, that one license can be used on one computer or a file server, or plus two mobile devices. So if the user has two mobile devices and a laptop, so a single license is sufficient for that. Again, if you buy Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud Plus, so it's the same licensing scheme as the security cloud, but you also get Kaspersky Security for Microsoft Office 365. So what are the benefits of Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Cloud is faster time to protection. So the provisioning and the deployment or implementation is very quick. There is no capital investment on servers, free server to redeploy for business critical tasks. So the server that was not used for the management console can be used for other business critical things. Always the latest most up to date version of the product. This is very very important. Okay, when you have an on premise solution, okay, it is the customer's responsibility to keep the solution up to date, whether we are talking about signatures, update task from the cloud, or in general updating the security console or the endpoint agent versions and everything. But with cloud, it is the responsibility of Kaspersky. Okay, so that task, or that particular tedious task, I would say, is also offloaded from the customer. No patching Fridays for server, manage from anywhere with web console, free time for business critical task, increased employee productivity. So this is just a screenshot of the web interface. So all the needed information is there available on the dashboard itself. So protection, applications used, application categories used, everything is available on the dashboard itself. So now uh, we talked about two licensing mechanisms in cloud, that is Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud and Cloud Plus. Okay, so what are the differences between cloud and Cloud Plus? I would say that cloud is similar to we can say select, and basically Cloud Plus is similar to your advanced. So again, file, web, and mail threat protection is there in the cloud. Firewall is there in cloud. Network attack blocker, that is firewall. Then ransomware and exploit prevention. Vulnerability assessment is there, and cloud services discovery is there. So but in Cloud Plus, we will see what are the different features. We have cloud service blocking. So reduce the number of uncontrolled cloud IT services on the corporate network. Then we have advanced threat protection for Exchange Online, that is Microsoft Office 365 protection. So it is protection not just for your emails, it is also for OneDrive, SharePoint, and Teams. Then we have device control. So device control is available in select, but if you want device control for the cloud option, you have to go with Cloud Plus. So device control, web control, patch management. So vulnerability assessment is there in cloud, but if you want to patch those vulnerabilities, you need Cloud Plus. Okay, and encryption, if you need encryption, then again you have to go with Cloud Plus. Okay, so my recommendation is to always propose Cloud Plus. Okay. If the customer comes back with some budget restrictions or any other challenges, then go back to Cloud. Okay. So next, I just have a very short video, okay, which will show you the steps how you can quickly deploy and sign up for Kaspersky Cloud. So guys, you saw that how easy it is. Sorry. So guys, you saw that how easy it is, to provision the cloud, and you can very quickly do a POC for the customer. Okay, you get immediately you can sign up and get a trial also for the same. So no need to get back to Kaspersky or any other resources or any other engineer to provision for licenses or trial licenses or evaluation. You can just simply go to cloud.kaspersky.com and start, your POCs or your deployments. You can probably start with your organization itself. Just create a demo, just create a test account, test it on your systems, and then play around with it. And if you have any doubts, reach out to us, we'll help you with that. So next we here I think we are done with the session. So I would just like to thank all of you for joining. Okay, and as I mentioned, please stay tuned for our future sessions. And at the same time, Redington is also hosting a lot of other sessions, and all of you are more than welcome to attend all the sessions. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good day and have a safe day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Josefa. Thanks, Mansi, for joining the session. And I would also like to thank all the attendees for making time and joining the sessions. So we'll be sending you invites for the upcoming sessions. We will keep all your requests in mind, and we will definitely conduct some training sessions for you guys as well. Hope all of you have a great evening ahead, and goodbye.